because it's 8:30 when she tells them to take a bath. They sneak out of the house, go get in the hot tub. Now, what's important, what Cameron actually establishes is Melody wasn't acting weird. Melody wasn't restricting them to go outside. That they went up to the barn, they went and looked at the horses, they went and saw the animals. They looked for Gary, and both of them confirmed they were down in that basement, and they didn't see any blood or any blood. Nobody did. Nobody did on the 4th or the 5th. Anybody that was in and out of that house. Oddly enough, the last person, best you can tell, is the last person to come out of that basement is Scott before law enforcement gets there, looking for his magic gun that nobody's ever found and that nobody's seen. He's the last person to come out of that basement. And then the bullet is found. Chief Deputy Pinion, and Chris and Emily wanted to get on the stand, or did get on the stand, and basically say, oh, Daddy dearest, I loved him so much, I miss him, I can't believe this. While at the same time, you got Chris robbing him blind, him actually saying he was stealing, him admitting that he had used his bank accounts because he had the account numbers and all that, which is illegal, and he was doing it without Gary's permission. Gary actually texted him and said, your stealing has got to stop. Scott texted Melody saying, is he gone? Wanting to know if Gary was gone so he didn't have to do anything anymore. That is not, those aren't the text messages of somebody who, you truly love this man. No, that was just their bank. And he was getting ready to cut them off. So Lambert, that weird interaction, he said, it wasn't fisticuffs like Mr. Fogus likes to say. It didn't rise to that level, but he said it was just weird. And then Scott making the statement, can't wait till you're gone so I can get this, or something to that effect. That's weird. That's not the statement of somebody if you love your father. Dave Thomas, yet again, showing Scott's aggression, with a whole. Miss Frankish, she got up here in her opening and was saying, well, Scott's dad was dead and he had a right to be upset. And then she said, his trailer. That ain't his trailer. That's not his property. That is Melody and Gary's. He wants it to be his, but it's not. Just like they want the money, they wanted the house, but it's gone. They wanted everything. They acted like it was theirs, but it wasn't. And Miss Frankish bought right into it, came up here and told y'all exactly that. He's upset his dad died. He's got strangers using his trailer. It ain't his. The owner of the trailer was standing next to it with Dave Thomas when he comes up acting like a nut, then chases him halfway over to Forsyth. Here's where they messed up though. It was with the financial accounts. You'll look at those. You should have them back there with you. Gary had actually added Melody back on as life insurance beneficiary in 2012. That's around the whole Ted Wiley fiasco and her leaving in Alabama and all that. She added him back. Here's where they messed up. They did not prove that Melody knew anything about the existence of life insurance. There's not a single witness who has said Melody knew about the life insurance policies, that Melody knew that she was a beneficiary. In fact, you heard from their own witness, Martha Jane. She said Melody didn't know anything about their finances. She didn't know where the money was. She knew that she had a debit card and that she could use it, and a credit card, and that she could use it, and that Gary tracked her. But she didn't know anything about other than that. She didn't know anything about the life insurance. She didn't know anything about the 401k. She didn't know about the partnership stuff though, because she called and asked about it. But that's it. If they want to say that money is the motive, then you might want to establish some evidence that the person who's wanting the money even knows the money exists. The only thing that Melody knows about money existing in this trial that is a proven fact is a receipt in her car with $11,000 in the bank account. So with that, I'm going to just go ahead and end there. And all of those out. And John Luke sat there listening to interviews, flipping through photos. And then I started going through and flipping through photos. And then we started noticing that, Scott living in the barn, and, he's a 30-something-year-old man, probably not going to be very clean. It wasn't too bad, but his living quarters, pretty nasty. Dog feces all on the floor. Not the cleanest. I'm kind of a clean freak, so I pick up on that. But what was curious to me, a 30-something-year-old single man, living in his parents' barn. That bathtub and that sink are spotless. And law enforcement took no initiative to say, okay, this is kind of weird. The rest of the house ain't too clean. Why is this absolutely spotless? And also, there's a magic eraser in the bathtub. I mean, at a minimum, go to Blue Star. What if he was washing off blood? But we don't know, because they don't have initiative. Same thing, you'll remember, you're probably wondering, like, why in the world are they putting these in the photograph? And I don't have it on a slide, but you'll remember downstairs in the barn, I think Mr. Fogus put in some and I put in some too. There's that drain and there's a water hose running over to the drain. We actually took close-ups of it. No Blue Star at all in the barn. And they had, they can't use the old, it's expired excuse because they called Renee out there. And I asked Renee, did they ask you to go out and Blue Star the barn? What'd she say? Nobody asked me